Hi, this is Kelly from Crafty Kellys at www.craftykelly.co.uk. So I've brought you one card from my series of Daffodil Delight. This was the first one I did. And we're going to move on to this card today. And I've used gold embossing powder and heat gun, so we're going to be using that today. This is another card which I'm going to bring you next time, where I've also used the gold. I have got standard card base scored in the centre. I have sweet sugar plum, and this is 9.5 centimetres by 9.5. I have a piece of designer series paper which I showed you the stack in my last video, and this is 9 centimetres by 9 centimetres. It's double-sided. You get 2 sheets of each design in a 12 by 12 sheet pack. I have another piece of sugar plum which is 10 centimetres by 2.5 centimetres. And I have another piece which is overlong, just so I can cut it down to what I want, which width is 2 centimetres. That's all the cardstock that we need for this card. I also have some gems, gold embossing powder and Vistamark. And once again we're using the Daisy Delight stamp set. For this card I'm just going to be using the centre of the flower and the thank you sentiment. So I folded my scrap piece of paper in half, so this is when I pour my powder onto it, I can just move it back into the pot easily. So we're going to Vistamark up our sentiment and designer card paper. Now I've chosen this design so I can put the marks on it using the gold. So I make sure it's covered. You can't really see it, but you will see a watermark and see it kind of squidge up to the paper. I'm going to do 2 for this one, I think. Make it a little bit more goldy. That's them. And then our sentiment. The sentiment just about fits on, and I don't want it too far down, but I don't want it too far up. I always give it a bit of a tap. Try and get off any bits that are just hanging on. There we go, that's better. You have to try to make sure that you haven't got any leftover-y bits. There's my tool. There it is. And I use my pokey tool if I need to just scrape any random ones away, but try not to actually touch it because it will smudge off. So that one is ready. Another piece just in case I drop a load. I know what I'm like, I'm quite messy. Fabulous. So now it's going to get a little bit noisy because I'm going to use my heat gun, which I have a Stampin' Up one. You can buy them from your local hobby craft shop, or you can get them from Stampin' Up, and they are very good. So I apologise for the noise for a second, but we're going to watch this turn to gold. Watch your fingers, this does get quite hot. check. You don't want to overdo it, otherwise it kind of evaporates. As you can see, it's all nice and gold and sparkly. The same with our sentiment. It's all nice and gold and sparkly. Do love heat embossing. So now we're going to move on to actually assembling the rest of our card. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is obviously I've got some ribbon on there, which is the Whisper White, and I think it's 1 centimetre wide. I have made mine a little bit glittery with just a wink of Stella, try and get a bit more sparkliness to it. So let's start constructing. It's up to you what you adhere all your items together with. You can either use multi-purpose, snail or fast fuse. It's whatever your preference is. I prefer to use fast fuse or snail. So I'm just gonna fold the cardstock down. Now the cardstock I've used is Blushing Bride. I can't remember if I mentioned that. I probably did. And I'm just going to attach these two together. There we go. And then I think I'm going to pop that there and have my bow. Shall I pop that there and have the bow that way? I do like fast fuse, it is very sticky. There we go. So now we've just got to pop these two bits together. Now I have used a banner punch to create my banner end. You don't have to do that, you can just use scissors. I'll quickly show you by snipping down the centre of the card and then snipping to from each corner to the centre if you don't have a banner punch, which works really well. Okay, but I'm going to use a banner punch because I like my banner punch. Now I'm not going to pop on my card the whole way through, I'm just going to line up these two edges and I'm happy with that. And pop that in, try not to and then I'll snip this down so then I've got it kind of in the centre of it. You can do it however you want. Right, so I've tried to get them in a line as best I can, but my eyes are skew biffy, so nothing ever lines up right with me. I'm going to use some glue dots to attach the bow, but first let's tie our bow. I don't tend to cut off a length of ribbon and tie it. I tie it attached. I always start with a little loop And you may have seen this in my previous video. I go round and through. I just try and roll it tight. Really pull it tight. I could fiddle with bows all day. There we go. Just going to trim that bit off. Oops, sorry. It's because my little bin's just behind the camera stand. I keep doing that. Silly me. So I'm going to attach that. Let's pull those through just a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to attach that with a couple of glue dots. So I use my tool and I just smooth out the glue dot on the inside, stick it down, then I just kind of lift the rest of the bow fabric. That one I want to place a little bit down so I can get this in and up a bit. There we go, lovely. And then the last bit I just did was using my Wink of Stella. Just added a little bit of sparkle. I have to lift that again. Don't know if you can see it, but it does make a difference. You can just see it glimmer, which everybody likes a bit of sparkle. Lift that and that. There we go. So this has been the second card from my Daisy Delight collection, using some gold embossing powder. Let me know what you think, leave comments below, and like and share if you like it. The Daisy Delight stamp set and matching paper is on page 127. If you'd like to get the items for embossing, then they are on page 200, which is a Vistamark embossing powder and heat tool. This has been Kelly from Crafty Kellys at www.craftykelly.co.uk. I hope to hear from you soon, and the next video will be out soon, so see you then. Thanks, bye.